Today we'll quickly discuss Slido or Slido, depending on how you'd prefer to call it. The thing about Slido is that it's very, very easy to use. It's easy to use and you can use it almost immediately in your class. And not only in your class, wherever you're making a PowerPoint presentation, even to an audience. It supports large audiences, small audiences. It even integrates with Teams and PowerPoint directly. You can use Slido whether or not you have access to your computer through the website, signing in through your account. You can also use it on any Microsoft PowerPoint application directly inside the PowerPoint app. So to get started, if you have your computer, you could follow along. If not, you could just watch. It's very, very, very simple to use as a tool. So the first thing you do is go to slido.com as starters. So if your students are coming into Slido, or if your audience is coming to Slido, you'll have given them a code, and this is where they'll enter the code here, where my mouse is hovering. Joining as a participant, enter code here. But because we aren't the audience, let's just go to the backend a bit and see how it looks like. So I'll attempt to log in. So when I go to, if you don't have an account, you'll have clicked sign up. But if you already have an account, you will log in. So because I already have an account, I've just clicked login. I will next go to login with Google and use my Strathmore email address. So just like that, it's very, very easy to access. And from here, I am sort of an admin, so I see some other Slidos that have been created. But if I want to download the PowerPoint integration, on the left of my screen, I'll just click on PowerPoint from here. And then it will ask me what platform I am on. So for me, I'm on Windows. If you're on Mac, this is where you select Mac OS, and then you will download it and then run it. So once you download it, just close all your PowerPoints on your computer, install it, and then open your PowerPoint again, and then you'll see Slido. But we'll get to that very shortly. So very quickly, I just want us to demo how Slido works, and then we'll go into the PowerPoint interface and we see how you can do it from that end. So I'll just go to my Slidos, and then I'll just come here to the green button and create a Slido. So you could quickly go to start date when you intend to use your Slido. Typically, it starts from the day you've come to create it and ends 3 days later, but you could adjust these dates to suit you. You could give your Slido a name, like today. I'd assume today is July 25th, Byte of Learning. Okay, so I can quickly create a Slido. It could be any name that you want to give it, depending on your occasion. So there are a few things, a few features that you could use over here. They are all very intuitive. You could create a multiple choice Slido. So you can see when I hover over multiple choice at the bottom, at the center of my screen in blue, you can see what that looks like. There's word cloud. I'm sure you've all seen this kind of thing where you, especially in very large conference style audiences, where people ask in 2 words, what do you think about a certain topic? And the words that get mostly repeated become larger and larger. So you can easily set that up inside your PowerPoint presentation, or just on the web backend. You could do a quiz and time it so that people participate in questions and climb up a leaderboard. There's a rating which you could quickly create to get feedback, on a scale of 1 to 5. How would you rate the class? Something like that. Open text. This is also good for when you just want quick answers, maybe from students who probably don't want to raise their hands. So you could use Slido to ask them, for an answer on a certain topic. And as they answer, their answers will start projecting onto the screen. There's also the ranking, which people could, rank things in terms of their relative importance. There's also audience Q&A at the top left of my screen where my mouse is hovering. Audience Q&A allows you to again receive questions from students who ordinarily wouldn't raise their hand, or to audiences that are large. So if your conference has a large audience and you'd like to get what questions people want to ask to maybe the panel, or if you just want to get questions from your class, you could use the audience Q&A. It also has a moderation feature here, which you could turn on. And as people enter their questions, you on the back end are able to see the questions that are coming in and then approve them. The ones that you approve will be able to go onto the screen. Okay. So that's so let's just quickly see if we can create just a couple of questions. So let me just see a question like how many planets are in the solar system. Okay, so I could do 8, 9, 7. Okay. So I could either save it or launch it. So if I just click on this play button over here, the green one, this question will go live. And let me just show you how that would look like. From there are two modes that you could see this in. The first one is your the mode that you'd first see is the mode that comes up on the screen. So let's just see how that looks like. Yeah, so this is how it would look like on your projected screen. So at the left, you'll see a QR code that anyone with a smartphone can scan, or if they don't want to scan a QR code, they will just go to slido.com and then enter this code, this 7-digit code, and then they'll be able to participate. Okay, so any of you who maybe has managed can easily come and do this poll. Okay, so let me just deactivate it for now temporarily so that I show you what it would look like for your students. So you'll see I've come back to my interface, and at the left is something called participant mode. See, at the very, very left of my screen, participant mode. So this is good for you when you're trying to test out Slido for yourself. This is what it would look like on your participant's phone, assuming they're using dark mode. So when you come and click activate poll, so this is how it will look like on their phone. There's someone who was trying to use Slido for an executive seminar, and I think this would be very useful if you're having a high-profile audience and you really want to test out how the interface will look like. This is the dark mode. It assumes that that person is using the dark mode on their phone, but if that person uses light mode on their phone, it will have a white background. Okay, so that's how it looks like from the participants' point of view, and they are able to vote. Okay, let's just see how it would look like if they vote. So you on the back end are able to see what people are voting. See? Okay. And it allows one vote per device. I think it uses the IP address of the device, if I'm not mistaken. So you could quickly create others. But for now, I'd like us to just pivot to how Slido would look like from inside your PowerPoint presentation, because I think that's one thing that sets aside Slido from other tools, is that it can integrate easily to PowerPoint. So so I've just opened a template on the university PowerPoint template, which you could easily get from Sagana. So assuming this is your PowerPoint, and you remember the Slido we downloaded from the backend. So once you run it and install it, you can see here at the center, at the top ribbon, where my mouse is hovering, there is Slido. So that's what you click. And when you click on that, you're able to log in with your account. So let's just try that. So using the same login credentials you created on the backend, you can use it here. So let's see. Because I had already logged in at the start, it's already giving me an account over here. So I'll just use that. Or if not, if you hadn't signed up, you could easily sign up from this interface. So right now it's authenticating. And well, because I'm an administrator, my account can see other people's, but if I just click on the Slido that I created, it shows me there's already some existing poll over here. So let's say I want to insert this Slido on slide number 3. Okay, so I can just come here, and the question that I had prepared on the backend earlier, I can just add it. So let's just see how that looks like. So it's come on the left of my screen on slide number 4 is where it has come. And if I want my students to, okay, let's assume I was explaining something on slide number 3, and actually, let me just get into presenter mode so that you see exactly what that means. So I'm assuming that this is slide number 3 of my presentation. When I come to slide number 4, oh, it's already showing me results from my test. Actually, this is great because I can now quickly show you how to delete results that you had entered in your test. So let me just come here and then reset results. Okay, excellent. So let me just go back. So this is what it would look like from a previous slide. And then when you go to the next slide, your students will see join at slido.com and enter this code, and then they'll be able to enter. And now as the answers come in, you will be able to see what people are voting, and then you'll be able to join the next slide. But it's not a must that you do it like this. You can create the Slido from inside PowerPoint. So once you have it in your PowerPoint, it's very, very simple. Just come again to Slido, and then you can create right from here. Okay, so let's just come to something like open text, and then we can create a question here. So wondering what question I'd use. So let me just say something like, what month of the year are we in? Okay, so you could only limit this to 1 per person, or and if you want them to their names to be displayed under their answer, you leave this ticked, the show respondent name. And then the next thing you want to make sure is, if you want the students to see the results as they're coming in, there are two options. There's immediately and on click. So on click is likely what you want to use, because when you use on click, what it will mean is that as students are entering the answers, it won't show the results immediately. It will need for you to click on the arrow icon or on next on your slide for answers to stream in. So this will only display the question. So for example, if I add that, what month of the year are we in? Present this. So you see, this will be your next screen when you get to the Slido, and then you'll tell your audience to use their computer or phone, join slido.com and enter this code 8388265. In fact, for this one, I would prefer if any of you at all could join, so that you just answer, and then we see how it would look like before I come to enter the answer. So if you have your phone, just open your browser and then try enter this code 8388265, so that you just see how it would look like from your students' end or your audience's end, and then just try to answer. So once you're happy with everyone, and everyone has said they've answered, you'll just click next, just as you would navigate to the next slide, and you can see already 4 people have entered. So this is how it will look like, and when you're happy with that, you'll just click next.
Would you kindly repeat the code?
8388265. So we can see people are entering their answers, and you can see someone has written December. That one, Christmas has come very early for them. So this is literally how you can do it, and you can see if I go next, people can easily vote. And for example, if I vote from here on my phone, you can see votes are coming in, and that's literally how your interface will look like. And I think for this one, if I'm not mistaken, we have about 8 planets on the solar system, because they stopped counting Pluto. So it's very seamless, and you can see the results as they're streaming in right from your PowerPoint, and then you just click next and you continue presenting your PowerPoint as usual. So the same with the word cloud. So I've stopped, and you see the minute I stop presenting from your device, those of you who managed to join the code, it disappears and you can go back to class. So you could also use quiz. For example, I don't know, what question would I ask? Yeah. And then I can do true, false in this question. So this is the quiz, and with the quizzes, you're able to select one as true or false. So if you do that, you could enable a timer and specify the number of seconds that participants will have. So you could do 15, you could do 30, and then you could do a leaderboard after the question, okay? And let's just see. The thing about this is you can easily position it to any slide that you want. So if I go on present again and go next, let's just see how the quiz looks like. So for those of you who are on your phone, it will prompt you to enter your name, and then you'll be able to join the quiz. So for those of you, we can see that 5 people have entered the quiz, 7 people. So this is how it looks like as you're doing it. And once you're satisfied that everyone who is there in your class has joined, you just click on next. And then your students are able to vote. And you'll just see as they are voting. So right now, the timer has not yet elapsed. So you can see at the top of my screen, the slider is going down, 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 down as the seconds count. And then let's see, after the 30 seconds, the answers or how many people are getting. So yeah. So you can see immediately how many people thought it was true, false, or unsure. So it's very, very simple. And then when you click on next on your PowerPoint slide, it ticks the correct answer based on the number of people who voted. And then if there was a leaderboard based on the person who answered quickest, and got it correct, there is a leaderboard and it congratulates them. And so whoever Wilson is, congratulations for getting it right the quickest. And then after that, you're just able to quickly continue on with your PowerPoint slides. So you can enter as many of this as you want on your account. So the last thing that I'd like to urge you is that when you do Slido at first using your Strathmore email address, it will give you a basic account. And so if you want to add more than 3 of this on your PowerPoint, you probably want to be included in the Strathmore corporate account. And for that, either write an email to cte@strathmore.edu, cte@strathmore.edu, and just request for your email address to be added to the Strathmore corporate account, and we'll just send you an invitation, and then you'll be able to add 10 of this or 20 of this or 30 of this inside your PowerPoint, so that it's very interactive. Or if you are happy with the basic allows you to enter 3 of them per single PowerPoint presentation. So depending on your needs. You could also write to library@strathmore.edu. Mr. Bernard Shiundu is also an administrator, and he'll be able to add you